me.
Yeah, I guess they were the first real sort of singer-songwriter band. Do you find now that you do a lot of work with computers, as in, sort of composing and recording and that sort of thing?
I do. I mean, I struggle. I've got a Mac now. I've named dropped. The guy that produced my album gave me his old one, sort of thing, and I struggle myself. In this day and age, it's very hard not to be recording with a computer. We did the last album on a computer. We fantasize about using tape. We were talking about recording the next album on tape, going back to the old sort of way, because that has certain magic about it, not just from a sonic point of view, but also the discipline of being able to get it right, and not being able to fix everything like you can now with digital thing. But I mean, computers are, I don't know if you've noticed, but they're quite, they're everywhere. So they kind of, they've affected music, absolutely. But they're kind of a bit like, they're a bit like the Ring in Lord of the Rings, computers. They give you this incredible power, but then you need to be responsible with how you use it. Need to be, sort of thinking, do I need to auto-tune that, or can I just leave that? Or does that hi-hat have to be exactly in time, or can I just let it, be where it is, So you kind of need to exercise a certain amount of artistic, judgment, which sometimes people don't, if you know what I mean. When they use technology, they go too far.
Yeah, and of course the other thing that I guess is quite important is you managed to move to Liverpool, to the university there.
Yeah, again, I mean, the Beatles connection was a strong sort of pull to take me to Liverpool. I was, lovely though it was, I was in a small town in Devon, and there wasn't much of a scene. I couldn't talk to or play with that many other people, so the Liverpool thing seemed like a way for me to connect with a lot of other musicians and take myself seriously as a musician. So yeah, it was a fun time. And I wrote a lot of depressing songs actually when I was in Liverpool, but that's university first year for you. But yeah,
the magic of university, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then they moved to London.
Yeah. I was lucky enough that I got a review in a magazine. I think I sent more than one demo, which maybe shows my tenaciousness. I sent a couple of demos into a magazine, and called Making Music, and I eventually got reviewed. And it was a pretty good review, and it got us some interest from at that point. It was BMG and also some management interest. So that helped to sort of take the fear factor out of going, right, I'm going to go to London now. And I've been here ever since, living the dream, as I say.
Now the album that's out at the moment is Dead Man's Suit. What was the sort of inspiration behind that particular track? Because that's quite a powerful track, isn't it?
It is. I mean, it's kind of, as a singer-songwriter, you're sort of thinking, God, that's a little bit edgy for a singer-songwriter. But yeah, I mean, the album's quite an eclectic sort of group of songs there. But the Dead Man's Suit song actually came out about because where I live in Streatham in South London, I went into a charity shop and I got this jacket. And when you buy a second-hand garment, you're never 100% sure the previous owner and how they're doing. So it was kind of that idea sprung up, from this idea that I got a Dead Man's Suit. And it was just one of those, I suppose, kind of Disney things where you just take an idea and you run with it, lyrically. So I thought, it kind of worked in a way that, from a point of view of, artistically as well, that I'm wearing some other people's clothing as well, from some of those legends that I love, so that kind of worked as well as a title for the album. So there you go, that's the reason.
Brilliant story. The situation that you find yourself in, I guess a lot of the time you're sort of on stage, surrounded by musicians.
A lot of the time, the funny thing is I'm not. If you know anything about the touring thing, a lot of the time you're not. I'm in travel lodges a lot, and I'm on service stations. That's my life. I made this joke last night on stage that if my life flashes before me, it's going to be a services. That's kind of it. So the funny thing is that of the hours that you're actually on the road, you're on stage for a tiny amount of that. So there's a lot of boredom, but it's a good thing. It's a good life.
What I was going to ask you was, do you find that you find it more comfortable to be on stage as a solo artist or on stage with a band surrounding you?
I think I mean, that's a really interesting question. It's certainly because this is actually the first headline tour I've done with the band, and I think that it's kind of like, it's like saying, do you like to have a cup of tea with your friend, or do you like to have a dinner party? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just want to talk to your friend about, something that's on your mind. Sometimes you want them all around and you want to, have the music playing. And it's kind of, there's an intimacy about just a guy with a guitar or a girl with a guitar that, you can sort of connect in a certain way when you're on your own. But there's a power and a richness that you get from a band, and also the camaraderie of actually having some other lads on the road with you. It can be a bit, it can be a little bit of a soul-searching experience hitting the road on your own. So it's, it really is they're both great, and they both have their own, advantages and disadvantages.
So how many more dates have you got on the tour at the moment?
Well, the tour trundles on through February, and then we're going to Holland. We're doing a sort of European thing. Strangely, the album is, it's starting to sort of catch fire in certain areas. We're doing quite a bit in Holland, Germany, Sweden. So the tour sort of goes on to Europe in a month. So next month. So yeah, they're working me hard.
We'll have to get you down to Spain, though. You'll have to get some sunshine.
I'd love to, yeah, that'd be fantastic.
What about release of the album down here? Because quite often we do get starved of British music, even though there's quite a large sort of expat community down here. Do you know if there are any plans to release it throughout Europe?
I've shown my ignorance completely at this point. I don't actually know. I could find out what the situation is with the record in Spain. I have deals where I go through, stuff in Europe to get it out. It may well be available in Spain. It may well be available. I mean, that's a real thing that I should find out. Maybe I should send you a text or something like that and let you know. I know it's available through rough trade in a lot of European territories, so it could well be available. That's my mistake for not knowing. Sorry about that.
It's okay. What about the future? Another album?
Yeah, I think that's how it goes, isn't it? Yeah, another album, another. It's interesting that what sort of happened is that in the UK, the album came out in last summer in the UK. So the arc of this album in England is sort of coming to an end, but we've released another single, a new track, a song called When the Morning Comes, and that's on the radio at the moment in the UK. So, but in terms of Europe, it's kind of it's a little bit behind, and we're pushing the album in Europe. So it's sort of like, I think I'm going to continue promoting the first record in Europe, and then the idea, if they give me a minute, the idea is to release another album in the UK in the autumn, if I can hit sort of home for a day or two. But that's the whole plan.
Now, if people want to hear some of your stuff, they can go onto your website, can't they?
They can, yeah. I've got a website which is www.jon, which is JON-Allen.co.uk. But also I'm on the MySpace as well, which is myspace.com/Jon Allen Music. So and a lot of my stuff's up there, and also my tour dates as well. I think I'm playing in Spain. I've got a very strong suspicion that I'm playing in Spain. So I'm very confused a lot of the time. I just get in the van and somebody tells me what to do. But I've got a strong suspicion that I'm playing in Spain, so it would be great to see people down there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, Jon, I know you've got to rush away, so I know you've got a train to catch, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm doing a gig in Dover in a day or two, and I've got to go to do a BBC thing down south, so yeah, I've got to be off for that. So.
All right, well, thank you so much for finding the time to talk to us. We really do appreciate it. And we've got the copies of the album here, and we've got them signed. And yeah,
thank you very much for playing my record. I appreciate it.
It's an absolute pleasure. You take care, and hopefully we'll meet up in Spain.
That'd be great. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
And you. Cheers, mate. Bye.
Thanks, mate. Bye.